Well, this week, if you haven't already, some of you will be casting ballots. All of us should, though there's debate about it, find out what's going to happen from those ballots. And we'll see what the world looks like after that. So knowing that is happening this week, what is the most important thing you need in regard to this week? And the answer is, you need to meditate on, trust on, and live by words like Psalm 103:19. The Lord has established his throne in heaven, and his kingdom rules over all. That is called God's sovereignty. God's sovereignty. God's sovereignty at all times is your sanity and your peace. You see, your comfort, our confidence, and true courage comes when a person or a people embrace Scripture's teaching that God is sovereign. Sovereign over human events, sovereign over world events, sovereign over elections. In Isaiah 46:10, God says, I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times what is still to come. I say, my purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. God will not be shocked at the outcome of the election. Those who believe in a God who knows the end from the beginning won't be either, but can greet the results, whatever they are, or wait for the results, as the case may be, with that ancient formula upon their lips: the Lord's will be done. It might seem that acknowledging we aren't in control would actually raise your fear level, but that's only true if you trust yourself more than God. But knowing that God, the God we worship, is that God, the one we read about, the one who inhabits heaven, the one who directs the earth and directs human heart, that's the God that allows us, even in the middle of political uncertainty, to be his. God has not lost control. Do you remember what Daniel learned about government? Daniel 2:21. He changes the times and the seasons as he removes kings and raises up kings. Do you remember what Nebuchadnezzar learned about government? Daniel 4:35. God does according to his will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. Do you remember what Job learned about government? Job 42:2. I know that you can do everything and no purpose of yours will be withheld from you. Do you remember what Jesus taught about the world's power structures? Matthew 28:17 and 20. All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. And then skip a few verses. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. In control and with you. If God has the rule, we have the peace. If God has the rule, we have the peace. When wrong is done, we have the peace and can act. If right is done, we have the peace and can rest. If our hopes are fulfilled, we have the peace to thank God for giving us mercies we don't deserve. If our hopes aren't fulfilled, we have the peace to thank God for calling us to be lights that shine in even more darkness. No matter the outcome of the election or anything else, our hope is in the God who rules heaven and earth. So knowing that, knowing Psalm 103:19, that the Lord establishes his throne in heaven and his kingdom rules over all, what must we do till then and after then? Well, think on this from Philippians 4:5-6, which starts by saying, the Lord is at hand. So, be anxious for nothing, but in everything, with prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God will guard your hearts and minds. And if that reminds you of anything you need to confess about, let's do that together now. Listen to this from Psalm 25:5-7. Remember, O Lord, your tender mercies and your loving kindness, for they are from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions, according to your mercy.